I remember when, back in the 80's, in the church, I was a member of Beulah Church, but we used to go and visit a lot of the churches, especially my pastor. And there was this church called, I think it was Tabernacle of Deliverance, if I'm not mistaken, Tabernacle of Deliverance. It was like in the middle of Bedford-Stuyvesant. Y'all know from Brooklyn where I'm talking about. I know many of you all, when I mention his name, you're going to remember, I'm in Bajaji, so I don't know if this is a good time to do this video. Probably not. But anyway, the pastor's name was C.L. Johnson. Up on Nostrand Avenue, like near where one of the buildings my mother owned, up in that section of Nostrand, like to the right, in the middle, like right in the middle was his church. And we all loved going to his church because he was a great speaker. He had a great choir. The choir was amazing. But even back then, when I was so young, in my 20s, I used to look at that man and I used to say, something looks strange about him. Like I would look at him and I would be like, I didn't really know what it was, but he just looked kind of different, is the best way to put it. And he had a wife. She was there in the church. And so, long story short, some years later, the man died. And it was like mysteriously, he just like passed away or something. We didn't even know that he was sick or anything. Now, many years later now, as I sit and think about him and others that were in the church or in the mosque, okay, because I have another story about a brother that was in the mosque, okay, and this one was literally on international media here in America. He had managed to get on one of the talk shows as being one of the as being one of the spokespersons. So I'm bringing this story up because, let me finish that point. The one from the mosque I'm going to reflect on as well. But he was a spokesperson for one of the mosques that I was in affiliation with. But anyway, let's go back to the man, the pastor from the church. Okay? If I'm not mistaken, he had rose to, I think they called him Bishop C.L. Johnson. So at first, he was pastor, and then he got, elevated to bishop. Okay. We're passing by Billy Man City. You might as well go to the shoppers there. Go to the shoppers first. I don't know, where are we going first? To the nursery? The garden? But no, I don't want to go to their shoppers though. I don't want to go to their shoppers. Not Billy Man City. I don't.
Kwa ndizi. Naweza kupanda. Kwa kidogo kukapitia service road. Wanauza maua. Huku pembeni huku wanauza maua.
So many years later, the truth came out about how he passed away. Bishop C.L. Johnson, word has it, or had it, that he passed away from AIDS. So, again, as I said, back then in the 80s, when you would look at him, he looked, I don't know, okay, I'm going to just say it the way that it needs to be said. He looked like he may have been in the closet and hiding his homosexuality. True. He looked like he may have been hiding it. Because so let me get back with you all. I need to check into some plants here. I have to buy me a banana plant. Yeah.